Hey there, so most cinematic images are built on invisible visual decisions, and over here we study and break them down and see how they interact with each other. So let's start by identifying what is the main subject, and that would be her. And what are the factors that help us identify that she's the main subject in this image? So the first one would be that of the facial recognition. And as we are able to clearly see a distinct face in the frame, we can see that there are other people in the background. And as we are not able to clearly distinguish that face, we know that she is the main subject. The next mechanism would be of contrast, as her face is brightly lit in comparison to her background, which creates a stronger read between the foreground and the background elements. The third mechanism that is working would be the tonal difference of color between the dress and the rest of the entire scene, which is cooler in nature. So there is an opposites of color. Now coming to the elements that help us guide our eye in this entire frame would be these leading lines. So in general, leading lines are divided into two types. So one is the lines that are physically present in this image which would be these. And the second one would be her gaze. That is again looking towards the left, hence amplifying the overall effect of all the lines. And as most of them are converging towards the left half, we know that the major scene or a point of interest would probably be towards the left of the frame. So now talking about the different layers that are present in this image, it would be very obvious because of one mechanism that is strongly working on this image. So the mechanism would be that of blur, hence separating the foreground element, which is the lady over here, and the background element. So that blur helps accentuate the subject even further, hence creating a sense of spatial depth in this image. Lastly, let's see if the image is balanced or not. If we draw a line towards the center, dividing the frame into two halves, we can see that as she is a main subject, she has the most visual weight in this image. And we generally know that brighter elements tend to have even more visual weight due to the factor of contrast. And as we can see that this particular portion in the frame is the brightest in comparison to the whole frame, and due to the factor that it is taking a much more visual spread of the image, that also tends to have visual weight. But if we compare both of the elements together, we can also see that there is a bright spot that is located towards the right too. Hence, it is safe to assume that the image is predominantly heavier on the right. So yeah, those were a few mechanics that were working underneath this image. Real quick, if you're interested in cinematic compositions and want to understand the different mechanics that work underneath it, I've just created a community around exactly that. Inside, we break down cinematic images through frame studies, visual vocabulary lessons, and composition discussions designed to help you actively read images. Link is below.